Taylor Swift is officially a billionaire. But not because she just sings well or sells out stadiums. Her billionaire status comes from something much deeper. A mindset, a strategy, and a long-term vision that most people overlook. In this video, I'm going to break down the formula behind Taylor Swift's financial empire and why it has way more to do with ownership, control, and business leverage than just music. If you want to learn how to build real wealth by thinking like a creator and acting like a CEO, you're in the right place. Let's dive in and rise to riches. Here's what most people get wrong. They think success is about being famous or going viral, or chasing followers. But Taylor didn't become a billionaire just by being popular. She became a billionaire by understanding how to control value. She fought for ownership of her masters. She rebuilt her catalog on her own terms. And she turned every fan into a long-term asset, not just a listener. The problem? Most young creators don't think like this. They focus on content, not contracts. They chase attention, not ownership. They build platforms, but forget to build power. This video will flip that for you, because Taylor's formula isn't magic, it's modelable. In 2019, Taylor Swift made headlines for fighting to own her music masters. But what most people missed, that decision was worth hundreds of millions of dollars. When you own your masters, you own the right to license, stream, resell, and profit forever from the music you created. And when her original masters were sold without her approval, she didn't just complain, she pivoted and started re-recording her entire catalog under full ownership. That move didn't just recover her catalog, it created a whole new product line, entirely controlled by her. The lesson: own the asset. Don't just be the talent. Taylor's version re-releases aren't just a flex. They're a financial weapon. Each re-recording gives her full royalty control, publishing power and fan engagement like never before. It's a case study in how to turn intellectual property into a living, breathing business model. And the best part, she didn't need to create something new. She just repackaged her value under her own terms. That's how you multiply income without multiplying effort. What can you re-release, repackage, reclaim? Because sometimes the next step in your wealth journey is taking back what was always yours. The Eras Tour wasn't just a concert series, it was a global financial engine. With over $1 billion in ticket sales, it became the highest-grossing tours in history. But here's the key. Taylor didn't just perform, she designed the tour like a product. Each era was a brand. Each city became an event economy. Hotels, restaurants, airlines, they all saw spikes just because she was in town. She even released the tour as a film, creating another revenue stream from the same performance. That's what happens when you treat your art as a business. You don't just create moments, you create multipliers. Taylor Swift isn't just a name, it's a brand architecture. She built a public identity that translates across music, film, fashion, and more. And every move she makes reinforces that narrative. She controls her aesthetic, her messaging, even her silence. And with that consistency, she's built brand equity so strong that anything she touches turns into commercial gravity. It's not about being everywhere, it's about being intentional everywhere. Your name, your voice, your presence, they all carry value. But only if you protect them like a brand and build them like an asset. Taylor Swift doesn't just have fans, she has an army of invested believers. They don't just stream her songs, they buy vinyls, attend multiple shows, decode Easter eggs, and crash servers to pre-order albums. Why? Because she built community, not just an audience. She speaks directly to her fans, surprises them, rewards loyalty, and that emotional connection, it turns engagement into economic power. In a world where attention is currency, Taylor owns the bank. Your takeaway: don't chase numbers, build connection. Because trust scales faster than reach. From friendship bracelets to cardigans, from vinyls to limited edition drops. Taylor turns culture into commerce with surgical precision. She doesn't just sell merch, she sells meaning. Every product is tied to a lyric, an era, an emotion. And that's why people don't just buy her merchandise, they collect it. She's not just monetizing fandom, she's building physical equity on top of emotional capital. And the best part, it's not just about profit. It reinforces the brand, deepens loyalty, and adds another stream of scalable income. Lesson: if people love your message, they'll pay to wear it. Taylor doesn't partner with every brand. She chooses collaborations that amplify her identity, not dilute it. Whether it's working with Apple Music, Capital One, or even Target, her deals are aligned with her story, her values, and her audience. And because she brings attention, integrity, and control to the table. She doesn't take whatever is offered. She negotiates from a position of power. That's the secret to brand partnerships that work. They aren't about visibility. They're about value exchange. Lesson: your brand is your leverage. Use it wisely. Beyond music and merch, Taylor is quietly building serious wealth through real estate. She owns homes in Nashville, Los Angeles, New York, and Rhode Island, all worth tens of millions combined. These aren't just places to live. They're investments in high-value markets, future-proofing her wealth with tangible assets. She's diversified beyond her core industry, which means she's protected. Whether the music industry shifts or not, you don't need to buy a mansion. But you do need to think like someone who builds wealth in layers. Because the more streams you create, the more stable your financial future becomes. Taylor Swift doesn't rely on a single industry. She's turned her influence into a portfolio. From producing her own documentaries on Netflix, to starring in films, to influencing global fashion trends. She's not just present in these spaces, she's profiting from them. Each move expands her reach, builds new income streams, and protects her brand from industry shifts. Diversification isn't about doing everything, it's about doing the right things, with intention. That's how she stays relevant and resilient. While most artists chase viral hits, Taylor plays a longer game. She re-recorded albums over years, planned tours like global campaigns, built equity in places most celebrities overlook. Because her goal was never to just be popular, it was to be in control. For decades, she treats every move as a seed, every deal as a foundation, every era as an evolution. And that's the real billionaire formula. Think in decades, act with ownership, build what lasts. Taylor Swift didn't become a billionaire by accident. She made intentional moves. She took control of her work. She turned her art into assets. And most importantly, she thought like a business owner, not just an artist. That mindset shift, it's available to anyone, including you, because the real wealth isn't in going viral. It's in building something that pays you long after the spotlight fades. If this changed how you see success, money, and power, like the video, subscribe to Rise to Riches, and comment below. Which part of Taylor's strategy inspired you the most? You don't need a record deal to own your value. You don't need fame to build assets. You just need to play the long game, stay consistent, and move with strategy. Start today. Own what's yours, and rise to riches.